A historic shift in power in Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu pushed out as prime minister following a chaotic vote. We will take you live to Jerusalem.
Historic change of power in Israel. Naftali Bennett was sworn in as Israel's new prime minister, ending Benjamin Netanyahu's 12-year grip on power. In the streets of Jerusalem, there were celebrations. Oren Lieberman joins us from those streets this morning. The last 24 hours have been remarkable, chaotic, and the start of something really that we have never seen before, Oren.
An absolutely major change in Israeli politics. From one perspective, it's simply a change of government in a democracy. But of course, this is so much more than that. After 4,400 consecutive days in office, more than that, in fact, former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been ousted by his former chief of staff, Naftali Bennett, being sworn in last night. What difference does this make? Well, you already see it happening. Just a couple of hours after that swearing in, a congratulatory message from President Joe Biden, from the Secretary of State, from the Defense Secretary. Then, shortly after that, the first phone call between Biden and Bennett. Meanwhile, it took more than a month after Biden's inauguration, or just about a month, for Biden to call Benjamin Netanyahu. So you already see the difference there. Certainly the U.S. sees it, and the EU will see that as well. Nevertheless, Benjamin Netanyahu lashing out at his rivals in his last speech as prime minister, promising not to go quietly.
You call yourselves the guardians of democracy, but you are so afraid of democracy that you are ready to pass fascist laws against my candidacy, the language of North Korea and Iran, in order to maintain your regime.
We'll be back soon. We'll be back.
Bennett now leads the most diverse coalition in the history of Israel, 8 different parties, right-wing, left-wing, and the first Arab party ever to be part of a government. He sees that as a source of strength, not weakness, for his coalition.
Now, the citizens of Israel, all of them are looking up at us, and we must deliver. We will act together in partnership and responsibility to heal the rift amid the people and immediately bring the country back to functionality. Regular functioning after a long period of paralysis and strife. We are looking ahead.
So much of Netanyahu's last few years will be defined by his relationship with former President Donald Trump. But for all the political gifts and the diplomatic victories that Trump gave Netanyahu, the one thing he couldn't give him was an electoral victory. John, Netanyahu lasted just 144 days after Trump. Netanyahu had a functioning government for 0 of those days.
Yeah, hardly a graceful departure. Oren Lieberman, thank you so much for